What we thinking? The betting allegations? You think it's just extra support because that was his teammate?
That was his former team.
I think that's nuts. I don't
nuts.
care. I don't care if that's, bro. That could be you on that team. You score that penalty, I'm gonna be mad at that moment.
Yeah. Like,
But then after the game, I'm gonna show you love.
exactly. A couple years from now, Sterling starts to fall off. Mudryk maybe gains some.
Damn, you got him falling off in a few years, bro.
Sterling's
He's still a young guy.
Turning 29.
Yo, 28, 29, bro. He's still at his prime.
32 years
Bro,
old.
he's still at his prime, guy.
What 32-year-old winger you know that's killing it? Welcome to the Proper Football Podcast, where we bring you the latest news and announcements on all things football. And this week we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. We got the Man City-Chelsea game. We got a few other games like the newscast. We got what's going on with Tottenham, Champions League. I mean, we're going to be all over the place. But before we get started, make sure you like, share, and subscribe this channel with everybody. If you're watching this right now and you like our content and you like for us to make more content like this, make sure you like and share and subscribe right now. So moving forward with the newscast, the EPL Newscast. This past weekend, we had a few games that passed by. We have Wolves with a surprising comeback win, 2-1 against Spurs at home. Arsenal defeat Burnley at home, 3-1. Crystal Palace take a loss at home against Everton, 3-2. Man United come up with a win, 1-0 against Luton Town. And Bournemouth give a shock win at home against Newcastle, 2-0.
Aston Villa wins 3-1 against Fulham. Brighton at home ties 1-1 against Sheffield United. Liverpool at home takes it 3-0. Good job, Liverpool. Against Brentford. We have West Ham United versus Nottingham Forest, 3-2. And I believe this was the best game of the week, which we're going to talk about anyways. Chelsea versus Man City, a surprising 4-4 result.
Good job, Chelsea.
Yeah, no, seriously.
I think we got to say a good job to Chelsea because looking at our run of form and just how difficult our fixtures has been, a draw against the best team in the world, arguably, is good, especially knowing that we've had 6 straight losses since we faced them in the Champions League final 2021. So to come up with a draw and break that that streak, I guess you can say, is very heartwarming.
And also Chelsea, with the players that they have right now, it seems like they're starting to mesh a bit, and they're getting things together. And to score 4 goals back to back, even though last weekend Spurs were down. What couple guys? Those 9 men.
Yeah, down to 9.
They still got the job done. They continue to look good against these top flight clubs.
Yeah, you got the first game of the season. Drew with Liverpool 1-1. Face Arsenal as 2-2 draw. We just got a win against Tottenham, despite them being down to 9 men. A win is a win. We'll take it 4-1, and then obviously this one drawn with Man City.
But
4-4.
that Arsenal one too. They look pretty good that game. I thought they could have gone with that win. They were up to what? Was it 2-0?
We're up, and then Arsenal with the comeback. Just heartbreak. But same thing with the Liverpool game. Like I think we looked pretty strong that game. We watched that game together, and it could have went either way. Well, so I'm proud of Chelsea, man, with this game because I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even watch the game live. I watched the full replay a day later. But I was nosy, and I wanted to see what was the result, and I looked at my fantasy, and I seen Haaland 2 goals. Man City 4 goals. I said, oh, man, we got spanked. Then I looked at the Chelsea stats, so I said 4 goals. I said, yo, we tied 4-4 against one of the best teams in the world. I was just so happy, and then I just had to watch the game, and the game was a very exciting game from the jump.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that game back in the day, that 4-4 crazy game against Liverpool and Arsenal. Remember that one when Arshavin scored 4 goals?
Oh, yeah.
Torres.
Wasn't it 4-1 at one
point? No, I forget. Yeah.
And then there was a comeback?
Yeah. So,
that was crazy.
Yeah, Torres with 2, Ben Ayoun. Yeah, Ben Ayoun was nasty. But, it reminded me of that game. And, yeah, Chelsea looked good. I like the lineup that they went with. Cole Palmer, I feel like he's the highlight of the game. I think everybody's talking about him, and he just made the England squad, too. So, that's good for him, and he scores that penalty. I mean, it seems like he's only scoring penalties these days.
Yeah.
4 penalties in a row.
Yeah, if we just look at stats, it's like, yo, he's scoring just penalties. But we watched the game, and we seen that he's making a difference. It's how I see how he's playing, and he played like this in the Tottenham game as well. They're allowing the left winger, which is Sterling most of the time, to just really be on the back line and really test their back line and really get to it. Palmer is drifting back a little bit more towards the middle to play make, which we don't have that playmaker that we need right now, and Cole Palmer was the perfect one. Despite him being on the right-hand side, he's making it happen from the right-hand side and really causing a lot of havoc because one winger is going forward, one winger staying back, and now there's disbalance and disjointed back line.
Yeah, so, he did start on the right wing, but towards the second half, seemed like they pushed him attacking mid.
Yeah,
but Mudryk came in.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And Gallagher dropped back. I forget if Enzo went off. Yeah, but even Gallagher, I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I enjoy watching a few Chelsea players play. Gallagher is one of them. I think he's a phenomenal player. And Enzo looks good too. It seems like he's starting to improve his game a bit.
His chemistry with Caicedo is looking a lot better. And if you look at Caicedo, it doesn't look like he does much, but his positioning and allowing him, he takes the step back so Enzo can take the step forward and get the spotlight and the playmaking, which is smart because Caicedo is more of a defensive player anyway. But Conor Gallagher, like you said, he's an engine, man. He's that guy that's going to run through a challenge, that John Terry-like mentality. There's a certain type of players that have that mentality where they're going to put their body on the line for the squad. He's that type of player, and I'm glad he's performing because we need a play like that on the pitch to kind of set the gauge on how intense we should be playing.
Yeah, then going back to Enzo, even like his touches on the ball, his awareness, his ability to, give balls in the air across the pitch. I mean, like I said, he's stepping up his game, and he looks pretty good. And, they got to be happy to have him right now.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, have to be. I mean, we spent a lot of money on him. Same thing with Mudryk and all these other guys. But like you said, we're starting to gel a lot more. And I'm happy to see that. But, I'm not going to talk about Chelsea the whole podcast.
Yeah, no, that's fine. All right, so let's get down. What'd you feel about the challenge on Haaland, Cucurella on Haaland? I felt like he was isolated, and he had to.
It was soft, but it's a penalty. If I'm going to be real, it's a penalty. A guy that big like Haaland against small guy like Cucurella, if Haaland's going down like that, you can see the pull. Some people might call it soft, but a PK is a PK, and I had no problem with that. The only problem I had was Cucurella's decision-making with that. I mean, you just got to put a little, body or something else other than the hand on the shoulder.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that, though. He's a smaller guy, and, they left him isolated. Thiago Silva was there, and low-key, he didn't even have to do that. Thiago Silva was going to win that header regardless. But being his position, being his size, you got Haaland.
Yeah.
He's an aerial threat. He got the most goals in the league.
But despite all that, the biggest threat is VAR. You have cameras watching you 24/7, so it's not like you can sneak one in like you could 5-10 years ago. Like when we played, like we can do a little something and it might not get caught.
Nice little elbow to the ribs.
Elbow, a little stamp on the foot, something. But can't do that in this day and age anymore. So got to be careful and be a lot more tactical, like these players like Thiago Silva, 39 years old. Scoring, being in the right place at the right time, defending.
Dude, the oldest goal scorer in the Premier League since Ryan Giggs.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Crazy. And Ryan Giggs was no joke, man. So I'm happy for Thiago Silva because a lot of stuff's been in the media and the news of him retiring. He's even saying, man, I'm very close to the end of my career. I hope to end it with Chelsea, this, that, and the other. And he's playing every game at 39 years old. It's not like he's getting breaks, so...
No, he's the leader of the team.
We have to manage him a little bit better because he's playing 90 minutes every game. It'll be a shame if he's going to be going for 3, 4, 5 weeks because he's just overplaying himself because his legs aren't healthy like they used to be.
Yeah, no, Chelsea definitely has to be careful on how they're playing and how much they're playing him. But, kudos to him. He's, 39 years old. I never seen him in my life. I think he's going to go down as one of the best center backs all time.
All time, yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't think any other player at his age and his position was, this good. Like, Sergio Ramos, like, he's not even on that time anymore.
Look at him now.
He's a bit younger. Yeah. You know, bro, I can't even think about it. I don't even think Van Dijk can go that long.
Yeah, with that injury, it might even, hinder his chances of being at the elite level at age 35, 36, 37. And his size, we got to think, there's a lot of times these taller players, once they get older, they start to diminish their career a lot faster. But Thiago Silva, he's not the biggest guy, 6'1", more of a tactical guy, aggression. But you can see more tactical than aggression now.
100%.
And I think that's why they paired up Axel Disasi right by him, because Disasi's a physical guy, fast guy.
It's the best guy to have. It's the best guy to have on his side.
Yeah.
Because he's very fast. He has some serious pace.
I don't know if you noticed, but it seemed like Disasi's job was to mark Haaland whenever he was on his side. But it seemed like Haaland was more on Thiago Silva and Cucurella's side for the majority of the game.
You got to be honest. That's probably the weak links on that side.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, going against Reece James, pretty tough.
Yeah.
Even though, he's not playing a lot of minutes, but his side's tough. And then even if Gusto comes in, that side's still tough.
Yeah,
the right side's the best side of Chelsea, and I think Gusto is one of my favorite players. I love watching him play.
Yo, he's an impact player. He's a super sub, or whatever you want to call him. Like, he comes in and he knows that he might get 5 minutes, he might get the whole game, but he's going to give it his all the amount of time he's on the pitch. And we saw that when he came on. What was it, like the 63rd minute, I believe, when he came on for Reece James, because he just came back from injury.
Yeah, he has minute restrictions right now.
So
it's
good to see Gusto still performing, man, and not being like a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, no, I mean,
and he's young. He's 20.
Yeah. I think Reece James got some serious competition, because every time he comes in, dude, the guy does his job.
Yeah.
I love how fast he is on the ball. His decision making is, very crucial at times. And attacking, he could go up at no problem, defend with no problem. Fantastic player.
He had that chance in the second half. I thought he was going to score that with his left foot.
Yeah, Pete.
Oh, man. I was like, this guy scores. This is our game right here. I think we had to equalize right
Dude,
there.
it was inside the box. I would have thought he would have made it in, but it's tough.
You got to put your lacer through the ball right there.
Yeah.
And there. Like, who cares where it goes?
He was leaning back.
Tough
one.
Foot. It's tough, but we ended up getting a 4-4 draw, and none other than Mr. Cole Palmer scoring that PK at the end.
Yo, Kovacic, huh? With the celebration.
What
we thinking? What we thinking? The betting allegations? You think it's just extra support because that was his teammate?
That was his former team.
I think that's nuts.
I
don't care if that's... Bro, that could be you on that team. You score that penalty, I'm going to be mad at that moment.
Yeah.
But then after the game, I'm going to show you love.
Exactly. But in the game, bro, like, you're fighting for your team. You're fighting for your badge. There's no other friend. Like, your best friend could be playing against you. This is your enemy at that point. For that 90 minutes, that's your enemy. And they never even played together. Kovacic was out, and Cole Palmer was in. They probably played preseason. And it's crazy how things worked out like that, because as soon as Cole Palmer made that PK, and for the audio listeners, you got to catch us on YouTube, he literally went like this and turned around. And there's no other...
How much money you think he came up? Because, that's nuts.
That's crazy. I mean, I don't know, man. That has to be... I don't want to call it betting, but it certainly looks like it. So maybe a few $100,000. Because that late in the game, maybe Ray, who was
I think
on the bench. He came off the bench.
Yeah, I think his bet was
line or something. He was like,
it was a straight bet. It was like, Cole Palmer to score a penalty. Because, he's 4 for 4.
He scores a lot of penalties, yeah.
He's 4 for 4. And I think Madueke has something coming his way, because I feel like him coming in, he had that spot available for him. But now Cole Palmer, he's thriving a bit. It's going to be a tough situation for him.
And some people might say, just put Cole Palmer in the center attacking mid. But look at how Caicedo, Enzo, and Gallagher, that dynamic, worked so well against the best team in the world.
And you know what I was just thinking last night? They look good right now. Never mind when Nkunku comes in.
Right.
When he comes in, that attacking mid position is his.
And look at how Sterling's playing.
Cole Palmer, I believe right now, will be on the right, and Sterling. You got to keep Sterling. Sterling, I think he goes down as one of the best wingers all time for England. You got to keep it real, bro. We had the Wilcotts, we had the Lennons, we had people that come and go.
And you're talking about wingers, not like right, like not the Beckhams.
not like right mids like Beckham
Like
and
wingers. Okay,
wingers though. You got to be real.
You got a point. Yeah.
Bro, when he was in Liverpool, dude was what 16, 17 going off. And sadly, he left us and went to Man City. I was tight. I'm not gonna lie.
At that time, Liverpool was going through a tough stretch. Like, they were coming in the 7th, 8th places, and Raheem Sterling, you have an opportunity to go to Man City, a team that's winning the Premier League at that point. What else can you say?
I also think it's funds too.
Funds as well.
Like City was gonna pay the wages that he wanted, and Liverpool isn't the team that's gonna typically go and give you outrageous wages.
They're not gonna splash the cash, especially on someone that young and not.
I wish we would have kept him, but
of course.
it just goes to show he played for Liverpool,
bro.
City, Chelsea. I think he needs to get back into the England squad. He need to put respect on his name.
Yeah.
And he's doing all the dirty work on the team. Yo, he nutmegged like 3 people that game. I think it was Rodri,
Yeah.
Walker. Man, there was one other person he nutmegged. I forget, but it was 3 guys.
Yo, I don't know what he needs to do to get in that England squad. He must have some strife between Gareth Southgate, because at the end of the day, he's, like you said, doing dirty work. If you look at the link-up play between him and Jackson, Nicholas Jackson, it's so beautiful because one is going to check in, one's going to peel off the last defender. Like, Kyle Walker really had to be on his toes. He's one of the fastest defenders in the league, and he's known for tracking back. And you've seen how many times it was, a close call.
Yeah, but no, Jackson's no match for Walker. Because there was one time he tried putting the ball on his side and go around him. I was like, yeah, there's no shot. I was like, there's no shot.
Try to put it around.
I'm like, I was like, Jackson's doing too much. He got a lot of confidence after that hat trick.
Yeah, that hat trick against the 9 men is
that's got to be the easiest hat trick of all time history.
But I'm glad he scored because he was having such a tough time scoring in general, and now he got that hat trick. He scored against Man City, a clean goal, a tap in, but off a deflection.
No, it's good for your forwards. Even if it's tap ins,
right?
You
needs that.
Yeah, you need that for a confidence booster. But let's talk about City for a bit.
I was just about to say that.
No, I'm just so impressed with Chelsea because their situation with Poch coming in, young guys. I feel like Poch is the guy to do the job because it's a long-term play, and he's usually the man for jobs like that. He did it with Tottenham for a while. He eventually made it to the Champions League final, but they lost. But without him, I don't think they would have done that.
Nowhere close.
And what else can I say about it? I just feel like the way Chelsea's going, you'd feel like they're inclined to try to, reach top 5 at least.
Yeah, I think we can do it because we're seeing a lot of teams, falling back from the momentum they had the first few 8, 9 games. And now it's crunch time. Now players are getting injured. Now players are going on international duty. Who's going to have enough depth, enough chemistry, enough know-how to make things work in tough games like this, to come up with the right tactical decisions, which Poch has proven lately to really go after it. And
they just got to show up for those smaller games.
That's the problem, man.
And even myself growing up, watching Liverpool, I'd always watch Liverpool and they'll do good against these top clubs. But then when it comes to these small clubs, you're like, how are they losing these games? I'm thinking it's just the anticipation before the game. You're like, we're playing Chelsea, we're playing City. We want to go out there and show out like we're better than them.
Right.
And maybe they're just not too excited for these smaller matches.
And that's the problem. Once you think you've arrived, life can humble you real quick. You might be in the Carabao Cup and facing a 3rd, 4th division team. All of a sudden, you're down 2-0 with 2 minutes left to go.
Even in the EPL, you mess around, you lose to Luton Town.
Look what happened to Wolves with Sheffield United 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Sheffield United came with the first win or something like that against Wolves.
Yeah, and we just spoke about it in the newscast. Tottenham, dude,
to Wolves.
To Wolves. Mm-hmm. Wolves got to be one of the worst teams in the Premier League.
With injuries.
Going forward, scoring goals. And, injuries too. Neto out, one of their best players. But yeah, anything can happen in the Premier League, but you got to show up for these big games and smaller games because you need all the points you need.
Yeah, I mean, Man City, I'm impressed with them too because they do not change their system and their way of play. No matter who's in, who's out. Even Akanji's playing that John Stones role, that going into the center defensive mid. Rodri
He scores
phenomenal.
too.
He scored.
That was
a
amazing.
banger.
Yeah, that was an
What a
amazing
header.
goal. Bernardo Silva, nice. Yo, this guy has like serious IQ.
Yeah.
Vision's crazy. I mean, yo, he was wide open.
Wide open. And, like, I'm proud of Chelsea scoring 4 goals, but I'm a little disappointed in the defensive display, especially the back 4. It just seems like at times, like, we're seeing Foden run across and Cucurella's trying to chase him. And there's times where, like, why isn't this person marking this person? And why is Haaland wide open? Why are you pulling him instead of being in front of him? I was just a little disappointed with that. But at the end of the day, it's Man City. They're going to score goals regardless.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, Man City should be more disappointed with the result because they're the team that usually don't concede that many goals. You know, you see City concede like 1 or 2, but 4 is a bit too much.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what's the problem because that's not a way that they usually move. You know.
Yeah, and they're going to have to do it fast. I mean, there's international break coming up this weekend, but the next few games is Liverpool, Tottenham, and Villa. Those aren't any easy games. So they're going to have to figure something out. I mean, Pep, I think he's the best coach in the world, so I think he'll figure something out. But at the end of the day, Liverpool, they're full strength. Tottenham, they're going to be a little, shaken up.
Yeah, they're gonna be shaky. We'll talk about that later on, but that's gonna be the easier game. But the Liverpool game is definitely big because you're talking about first and second place, 1 point away, and the table is very close right now. So whoever wins that game, that'll be a nice gap right there.
Yeah, as far as Chelsea go, they have Newcastle, who's a little depleted with their depth, Brighton, and Man U. So pretty average mid-table battle, I guess you can say. And hopefully we can pick up 9 points out of those 3 games so we can bump up to maybe 7th or 6th place.
Yeah. I noticed Jack Grealish coming off the bench, and it's a little bit surprising. You know, you think a guy coming in for that much money, he's going to start in all games. Yo, he's having a difficult time right now.
Yeah.
And Doku, you know, the week that he had before, like, he had to start. You go have a game like that. What was it?
Like 4 assists?
Yeah, that's nuts.
Come on.
But you know, some people will say, hey, he probably shouldn't have started because he's a type of player that goes forward, attacks more. Grealish, he comes in and controls the game. But I mean, it is what it is. You got to give that guy the start.
You have to. 4 assists and a goal or whatever the stat was. You can't put someone on the bench like that because then you're giving the impression of no matter how good you are, I'm not going to play you because I have favoritism to the players I'm spending $100 million on. But I noticed both number 10s on both teams, Chelsea and Man City, didn't start. Both 100 men. Mudryk, I don't know what we got to do to give him a start, but at the end of the day, Sterling and Palmer, you can't go above them no matter how much we paid for Mudryk.
Yeah, no, I think Mudryk is improving slowly.
Yeah.
But he's definitely not a I don't think he should be the number 10 right now. Number 10 is a big statement, and he's going to be coming off the bench. Let's be realistic. I like the guy, but it's just, I don't know. I don't think he's the best fit right now as a starter.
Yeah, I mean, a couple years from now, Sterling starts to fall off. Mudryk maybe gains some.
Damn, you got him falling off in a few years, bro.
Sterling's
He's still a young guy.
Turning 29.
Yo, 28, 29, bro. He's still at his prime.
32 years
bro,
old.
He's still at his prime, guy.
What 32-year-old winger you know that's killing it? Other than Salah. Come on.
I mean, he could probably go Serie A and do some. You know, there's definitely wingers that still thrive at that age. Come on, bro.
Well,
32?
When I say fall off,
32 still young, fam.
When I say fall off, I mean fall off a little enough for Mudryk to maybe get the start. That's what I mean. Because as someone's falling off, someone's got to be
for sure.
growing.
But nah, I think Raheem got a few more years at the top, and he's showing it week in, week out.
Nah, he's balling. He's working hard, and it's definitely shown on the pitch, just not on the England squad. So he's gonna have to figure that out. But hopefully Chelsea can continue with this form, and Man Man City, Liverpool, that's going to be a match. We got to watch that.
Oh yeah, no, that's on my to-do list because we win that game, we go on first, and a lot of people counted us out in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
But we're looking like a team that can do it. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna take a lot of grit.
A lot of grit, a lot of work, and a lot of heart. And maybe sometimes even that won't get you to the finish line, just like we saw last year. So with Arsenal. So at the end of the day, congrats to both teams scraping away a point, and we move on.
Oh, yo, wanted to mention, Cole Palmer was a little cocky. He was like, yo, I don't practice my penalties. I just trust my inner abilities.
You know, James Ward-Prowse says the same thing about his free kicks.
There's no way.
Swear, he says he doesn't practice it because when he practices, there's no pressure. So it's not like it's in the game.
Nah, I don't believe that.
Swear.
His free kicks are so precise.
I swear.
He's got to be at the training ground practicing that all day, every day.
Say he doesn't practice it.
No, that's nuts. I don't
This
believe
was last
that.
year when he was in Southampton. Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, he's a talented player.
Both talented players, Cole Palmer, James Ward-Prowse. Cole Palmer keeps scoring these goals and saving us because we needed that.
Yo, you feel like Man City messed up letting him go?
You see what Pep said? You see what he said? He said he told Cole Palmer, yo, we're losing Mahrez this year. We want you to stay so we can get more playing time. Cole Palmer said, no, I'm not going to play. I want to go. Pep said, you want to go? Go. Sold him.
But you gotta give him props though, cause all these players do it at some point in their career. You know, Sturridge did it. You know, when he was at City. De Bruyne left Chelsea. Salah left Chelsea. You know, to go into other teams. But yeah, I mean, I respect his decision. Yeah,
it's looking like he made the right decision because he's balling enough to get the call up to the England squad. So keep going, Cole Palmer. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And that's the end of the episode. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.